Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make NBA DFS content, NFL content, prize picks, sports books, anything you think of. All these videos that get posted on this subreddit right here. Username is Shook. I'll have this Reddit link down below. You can ask me questions leading up to lock about the slate, or if you just want to talk, that's okay. That'll be linked down below. And then if you ever need to get a hold of me, get a hold of me right here. That is my @ right there. And if you're looking for more in-depth content where I give you guys videos, cash cores, GPP cores, guys I'd be overweight to, underweight to, um, um, sports books, prize picks, whole bunch of stuff, I'll have that also linked down below. So without further ado, let's get into the Sunday recap. And it was another good day. Shocker, I suppose. Let me get back to the lobby here and open up the 2-game slate for you guys. Let's get into my cash lineup. Cashed with Rashee Rice. I mean, they tried to get me. Like I said, I've only missed one cash this slate, and I play every showdown, every main slate cash for both of them. They tried to nerf me, or they tried to get me, I want to say. They couldn't get it done though. Jordan Mason, absolute GOAT, got me into the cash with that 100-yard bonus and that 20-yard run at the end of the game. Just absolute monster. Falcons D definitely helped as well. So I ran a little bit good there with the defense and Jordan Mason at the end there, but definitely ran a bit unlucky with Rashee Rice. But luckily, we're only competing for a fixed payout. We're not paying for, or we're not playing for first, so doesn't matter in the end. So great day overall. Did win some money, even though GPPs didn't go as good. Lost a little bit of money overall. I had more lineups in this than other contests, but these were my main three. As you see, the stacks I liked: Justin Fields, CJ Stroud, Caleb Williams. I had a Mahomes stack. I had a Kyler stack. I play the stacks that I tell you guys in the videos that I like, and I play the players that I tell you in the video I like. So my core 4 GPPs was CJ Stroud, Saquon Barkley, Nico Collins, and I don't remember who the fourth was. I really, really don't. But core it good outside of Saquon. I do have some regrets with saying I really like Saquon just because he did get steamed up ownership wise in GPPs. I should have known he was going to get steamed after his just monster performances. So that might have been a little bad on my part. Ownership determines whether a play is good or not. And when I made the video, he was sub 10% owned. He ended up at 20%. So yeah, got steamed up. Should have known he would have got steamed. I wouldn't have loved him as much, but I still would have liked him quite a bit. Other GPP plays that I really liked in the video. George Pickens, I loved in the video. He nuked it. Jamar Chase, I liked. He had a good game. Brees Hall was a guy I told you guys I want to be underweight to. I even posted it on Twitter. Underweight. Brees Hall, that worked out massively. There were some other guys. Xavier Legette, 1% owned. He absolutely nuked the slate. I think it went for like 20 fantasy points or something at like sub 5K. Just huge there. So many good GPP plays that I mentioned absolutely went off this week. But yeah, a little bit of losing money on the GPP side of things, but still made money overall on the slate. Alrighty, hopefully you guys had a good Sunday. I know I said in my last video I'm going to get you guys out of here in 10 minutes, and I made my longest video ever, but I do mean it this time. It's been a long day. I'm going to get out of here very, very quickly. We'll just go player by player, team by team, and then we'll, I guess, talk about cash games at the end. I don't know what ownership is, so I have no idea. So we're just going to raw dog this, I guess. Yeah, go over cash, kind of raw dog style. So yeah, let's do it. All right, Tennessee, no interest in Will Levis. I mean, it's GPPs. Want to play Will Levis, go for it. The total for this game is just nasty. Going to be very slow scoring. Low scoring. I would expect it to be very slow pace as well. So, like, it's very, very disgusting. I'll talk about some one-off plays you can play, but I'm not going to play Will Levis. People ask me all the time, would you ever X out a player in GPPs? Guys, you can play whatever stacks you want. Play whatever you want. Just play them correctly. It's like, if you're playing Will Levis, just play him with some pass catches, right? Just play the stacks correctly, but I will not be playing Will Levis. I also think there's a chance if he plays horrible, he could get benched in this game. So No to Will Levis for me, but if you want to play him, it's fine. I think Tony Pollard's one of the best running back plays in the slate. He's a true workhorse, right? The only time he'll lose snaps is if the game gets out of hand, like it did up against Green Bay. But other than that, he's going to be a workhorse. This game should stay competitive, hopefully. If you don't think it stays competitive and they're playing really from behind, then you want to target like a Tajay Spears. But they're both involved in the passing game. He's been a workhorse thus far. Will Levis checkdowns. So yeah, I think Tony Pollard looks like one of the better point per dollar running backs on the slate. If you're playing cash games, he's a great play in cash games as well. Moving on to the pass catchers. I think Tyler Boyd's a solid value. We don't have too much value on this slate, like below the sub 5K range. I think you have Tyler Lockett here. You have Tyler Boyd here. I'll talk about a GPP dart in a little bit once we get to that team, but that's really it. So like Tyler Boyd by default is actually going to be a solid value on this slate if you do need a punt wide receiver. I wouldn't go to Khalif Raymond. He's not really playing too many snaps right now. You couldn't pay me to play any of these other guys. So by default, Tyler Boyd definitely going to be a solid value for this slate, unfortunately. And then I don't mind DeAndre Hopkins. I think he's a fine play. I think his snaps are going to slowly uptick, but getting to this offense, just really outside of Tony Pollard and possibly like a Tyler Boyd as a punt is just gut wrenching. But if I were to play one of Ridley or Hopkins, I think it would be D Hop for me. I think it's like I said, snaps. I think it'll slowly increase. Got a good percent of the target market share last week as well. He does. I would assume he'll be lower owned than Ridley. So yeah, just give me D Hop if I were to play one. And then tight end is just disgusting on this slate. I'm not going to play Chig. They're doing, I believe, 3 tight end rotation. It's just nasty. So like, if you look, you have Laporta, who I like. You have Noah Fant, who I like. Jonnu Smith, if you want to go there, okay. If you think Laporta is going to be limited, could go to like a Brock Wright. But yeah, man, pretty disgusting tight ends on this slate. Let's move on to Miami. So I actually do have interest in Tyler Huntley going up against Tennessee just because he's 5.5K. He's a starting quarterback and he does have rushing upside. I don't see this offense being efficient though. So I don't know like if he has a massive ceiling, but with the rushing upside, I think he's a fine play at 5.5K. Shane, probably one of the best plays in the slate, if you ask me, at 7.2K. I think they're going to try to rely on him heavily here. You could argue with Huntley at quarterback with his rushing upside, that's definitely going to take away some usage for a guy like a Shane, but still, with how efficient he is, with the volume he should get, I think he stands out as one of the best plays on this slate. I think he looks great. Then we get to wide receivers. So once again, I have a tough time getting to anyone on this team, but it does make them intriguing GPP plays because everyone else is not going to want to play anyone on this team. So guys like Waddle, Tyreek Hill, they're going to project really, really badly and no one's going to want to play them. So like intriguing that way. But I wouldn't say they're amazing plays, but they will be low owned. Obviously, Tyreek Hill is probably the best wide receiver in the league. Of course, he can create separation. It just can this offense be efficient enough for him to pay off his price point? Probably not, but low owned darts, if you want to go there, I think it's okay. Probably wouldn't go there in a cash game setting. Jonnu Smith, fine play. Don't like much else here. If you want to see Seattle, probably, actually, let's save the best for last. Let's go over to Detroit. So Jared Goff, probably going to be the second highest owned quarterback on the slate, if I had to guess. Tough matchup here up against Seattle. Tough matchup for everyone. But I think Goff's fine. I think Geno is probably my favorite quarterback play on the slate, and then Goff would be right behind him, and then Huntley, and then Levis. So firmly in play for that reason. Here we go with the running backs. So I think it's a Dave Montgomery spot. I want to say Seattle's dealing with some injuries on the defensive side. But I feel like it's more of a David Montgomery spot. But either way, tough match for Gibbs. I think Montgomery is an okay tournament play. I'm definitely going to have some David Montgomery in GPPs. Don't think anyone's going to play him. He's actually outsnapped Jahmyr Gibbs as well. If I recall correctly, we can just take a look. I have it up right here. 35, 31. I believe he's outsnapped him previous weeks as well. Okay, didn't outsnap him this week, but did outsnap him last week. And I believe they were also playing from ahead, so that explained it as well. But I think in GPPs, Gibbs is going to be a lot more popular. I think he's a lot safer, right, with the pass game work that he gets full PPR, right? But I think Montgomery is an intriguing pivot in GPPs. I think Gibbs is going to be really, really popular as well. All right, then we get to the wide receivers. So I think Jamo is a good value. The only problem is a really tough spot for him. It's a tough spot for Amon-Ra St. Brown, but it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's probably your him, DK Metcalf, two of the best spend up wide receivers on the slate. If you are spending up, Jamo, tough spot on the outside. And then Khalif Raymond at 3.4K. His snaps have been going down of late, and that's where we get to a dart that I don't mind taking a dart on. It is Tim Patrick, whose snaps have been increasing at 3.2K. I actually don't mind him as a punt in GPPs. I kind of like it, to be honest, at that price point. Allows you to do a lot more with your lineup, right? Laporta. If you don't think he's limited, hopefully we get some clarity on this. Assuming he's full go, it's actually a good spot for Laporta here. I would like him quite a bit in GPPs. Spend up to be contrarian. I think a lot of people are going to go to a guy like Noah Fant. Like, if no one's going to play Laporta tomorrow in a good spot, I think he's a really good tight end play. Brock Wright, if you think he's still limited, we'll see some stats. More of a blocking tight end, but for some reason they do limit Laporta. Brock Wright could be intriguing at 3.2K as well. All right, let's go on the best team target. It's going to be the chalk tomorrow. Geno looks great. I love him. He looks phenomenal. Ken Walker, not a guy I'm high on. Just in this matchup, just absolutely horrid. I think he'll be popular as well. I hate Kenneth Walker tomorrow. It's like, if you want to go there, it's fine. I don't like him as much. Absolutely love DK Metcalf. Absolutely love Jackson Smith and Jigba. JSN running in the slot. DK Metcalf, huge ceiling. I think Tyler Lockett's a really good wide receiver play. I think Noah Fant's a solid value. I absolutely love the Seattle offense. The whole field's going to love it as well. But JSN, I love tomorrow. DK, Metcalf, really good man coverage. We know Detroit likes to play a decent amount of man. So yeah, this Seattle offense just looks phenomenal to me. Going to look phenomenal to the rest of the field as well. All right, let's go over first like cash stuff. I think in cash, I think you're probably playing like Geno Smith, a Shane. I think you're starting a lineup with like something like this. Maybe like, oh, sorry, not Lockett. You can play Lockett too. DK Metcalf. I think, you know, you're either spending up for Sam Laporta or like a Noah Fant. We'll throw like Noah Fant in there for now. I think you're starting with like something like this. Though, like, you know, as far as other plays go, I think, you know, Tony Pollard's a really good play. For cash, so like my pool for running backs in cash games is gonna be, I think Shane's just a must. I think Tony Pollard's really good, and then I think, you know, other guys you could play. I think Gibbs is strong if you have the salary for it. Montgomery, I wouldn't say is in play, but fine, I guess. I'm not gonna play Kenneth Walker. I'd rather play Tony Pollard for $300 less, but it's fine, I suppose. I'm not gonna play anyone else. Moving on to like wide receiver pools, like Amon-Ra St. Brown, if you're spending all the way up to the top, I think it's great. But I'm going to prioritize, and I think you should prioritize DK Metcalf in cash games, possibly a Jackson Smith and Jigba in cash games as well. I think those two look like two of the best wide receiver plays on the slate. Could you play all three Seattle wide receivers in cash? I think you absolutely could. It's definitely doable. Jamison Williams, I think it's, my God, guys, I apologize. Jamison Williams, I think it's solid in cash. I wouldn't go to any of the Tennessee guys. But you kind of get the point, like where roster construction is going. I think Tyler Boyd is solid as well if you need a punt in cash. And then, yeah, tight end. If you want to pay up for Laporta, by all means, go for it. If you want to spend down for like a Noah, or if you get more clarity and need even a cheaper tight end, you could go to like Brock Wright, I suppose. So yeah, like cash, like I said, I think Geno is where you want to start. A Shane, DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then kind of build your rosters from there. Seattle heavy, definitely, for sure. So that's going to be a slate, guys. Hopefully you guys have a great night, and I will talk to y'all in the next video.